So Lonzo Ball had his monster revenge game against the Lakers, and Lonzo, he wasn't playing this game. Lonzo played 38 minutes. He had 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and scored 27 points. That's right, a new season high, 27 points. Now this game was a statement game. I don't know what it is about Lonzo. You've seen him with the Pelicans too. Lonzo always has these little revenge games, right? Lonzo always downplayed in the media saying, oh, it's no big deal, but Lonzo went off this game, right? Amazing game from Lonzo. He shot 7 from 10 from the 3-point line. Great plus minus, and Lonzo did his thing this game. He really did. And this is the aggressive Lonzo that we need, right? The reason why I go so hard on Lonzo sometimes is because we all see the potential. You know, like, he was aggressive this game. He was driving to the rim. He was controlling the offense. He was pushing the pace, right? He was doing all the things we know he can do on a night in and night out basis. Now, again, right, I'm not expecting Lonzo to go for 27 or 25 every game, but Lonzo can at least give you 15, right? Again, Lonzo had 7 assists, right? Or no, actually, he had 8 assists. Yeah, he had 8 assists, right? Lonzo can give you 8 assists a game. In fact, being a pass first point guard, you should be in double digits in assists, right? But Lonzo can at least give you 15 points, 8 assists, and like 6 rebounds, right? A near triple double, right? That's the numbers that Lonzo can give you, right? Because again, right, we know Lonzo's not going to shoot 7 for 10 from the 3-point line. There are days the jumper is going to be on. There's going to be days that his jumper is going to be off. There's going to be days that he has a bad game. But you know what's different between those games and this game? Lonzo was aggressive. Lonzo was driving to the hoop aggressively, right? His mid-range was falling. He was scoring on all 3 levels of the game, from the 3-point line, from the mid-range, and at the basket. If I was to give Lonzo a grade for his performance, I would give Lonzo a A-. Now you're going to say, wait a minute, I thought Lonzo only gets an A if he gets free throws. The thing is, right, with this performance, even without Lonzo shooting free throws this game, he still gets an A- just because of him being aggressive, right? It's all about Lonzo being aggressive, getting the ball back, shooting that ball, taking it to the rim. Like, again, he was efficient, and that came from him being aggressive. Now, Lonzo stated every time he plays a former team, oh, it's just another game to him, you know, but Zach LaVine already told on Lonzo a long time ago, like, hey, listen, man, Lonzo might say it's another game to him. Lonzo has a little pep in his step when he plays against former teams. You've seen it with the Pelicans. You're seeing it with the Lakers. He made sure to let his former team know how he was coming. So, great game by Lonzo. And one thing that you guys had to notice about this game, whenever Lonzo shot a 3 and, you know, or he scored, just look at his body language, right? Lonzo is normally very stoic, right? Emotionless, you know, it's hard to read, but he was doing, like, you know, when Steph Curry makes a shot and does like a little shimmy or a little dance. I've seen that multiple times in this game. Lonzo do a little bit of showboating, right? A little dance, a little pep in his step, right? It was great to see because it shows that he's having fun, right? A lot of people in the comments I was seeing, they were saying, oh, UCLA Lonzo is back, right? I think we're not seeing it, maybe in terms of fun and confidence, maybe you could say UCLA Lonzo, but I think Lonzo's moving on with his career. I think you're going to see a newer, better version of Lonzo. It was the same thing when Lonzo and Zion were connecting, and Lonzo was playing like an all-star near like the NBA shutdown before they had to go to like the NBA bubble. Lonzo was having fun. He was smiling. You could see it in his body language, right? And that affects the way he plays. That affects his confidence, and that affects him. I remember I seen Lonzo drive to the hoop aggressively. From point A to point B, he can pass the ball to no one. He just attacked the basket. That's the type of Lonzo that you need to see. I see Lonzo taking shots, not passing up shots, but taking shots, right? An aggressive Lonzo, you could still be pass first and be aggressive. And I love what I was seeing from Lonzo this game. And from Lonzo, we gotta get to DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan has to be a dark horse for MVP. He has to be, right? Because he's the leading scorer on the team, right? He's fifth in the NBA in scoring, and the Bulls have a record above 500. If the Bulls make some major news in the playoffs, I understand the MVP award is supposed to be awarded during the regular season. Don't be surprised if DeMar DeRozan finishes in the top 3 within MVP voting, right? DeMar DeRozan has a good shot at being MVP. DeMar DeRozan played 35 minutes, had 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 38 points. This is his also season high as well. Before is at the Boston Celtics games with a season high of 37. He has a season high of 38. So again, all the people saying that DeMar DeRozan signing was horrible. Oh, how DeMar DeRozan gonna fit? DeMar DeRozan is shooting at a high clip and he's being very efficient. Yeah, he's being super efficient. He's getting to his spots in the mid-range floor. He's shooting the three. A lot of people said, "Oh, how is DeMar DeRozan gonna work? He can't shoot threes." DeMar DeRozan shutting everyone up because DeMar DeRozan shooting at least 37% from three. So DeMar DeRozan is definitely an MVP candidate. Alex Caruso, he had an Alex Caruso game. I would say it's almost like a revenge game, but he didn't score any points. But he had 5 assists, 6 rebounds, played 34 minutes, and played all NBA level defense, right? Alex Caruso and Lonzo have that in common, where they have a lot of intangibles that don't necessarily reflect on the stat sheet as much, but their impact is undeniable. In fact, Alex Caruso had the second highest plus minus behind Zach LaVine, so that should tell you something. So again, with Alex Caruso and Lonzo, sometimes you can't just look at their stats to see their impact, but their impact leads to winning, right? So Alex Caruso, you could almost say it's a revenge game. They got the W, so that's a revenge game, and they gave him a great little tribute too. So I know Lonzo felt some type of way, like, wow, Alex Caruso gets a tribute, but not me. But then again, Lonzo, you ain't win nothing with the Lakers in the 2 years that you were there. So, hey, man, maybe one of these days when, somebody can dream, right? Tony Bradley. So, Tony Bradley, he's a good, right, backup center, right? I think it's clear to everyone right now when Vooch was playing bad and Tony Bradley was giving you good minutes off the bench. I think it's clear now that people realize that Tony Bradley is a backup center, right? He can give you good minutes off the bench playing against a second unit. But Tony Bradley in the starting unit, we're pretty much just using him as a big body, but he's offensively limited, right? He's not a good passer. Like, it is what it is, right? Tony Bradley is a great backup center, but he's not a starter level. You know how many turnovers, how many times he fumbled the ball, and I was just like, man, Tony Bradley, we love you off the bench. I'll just keep it at that. And Zach LaVine, we already know how Zach LaVine is coming, man. They say there's no egos on this team. DeMar DeRozan in the press conference, he said Zach LaVine was telling him to go for 40, and he said he was tired. So I'm liking to see that allegedly there's no egos. I don't know if that's fully true, but over the season we'll tell. But so far they're gelling, they're doing their thing. You got 2 all-stars on your team, and if Vooch starts playing well, you got a 3rd all-star. And by all-star break, if Lonzo figures it out, maybe 4 potential, or Lonzo's a fringe all-star, right? Because the way Lonzo had this game, that's how I feel Lonzo's going to be playing during all-star break. You're going to be seeing Lonzo get at least 21, highly efficient, 8 assists. Like, when Lonzo's aggressive, he plays like a top 10 point guard in the league. A top 10 point guard when he's aggressive. When that aggressive switch turns on, he's not passing up shots. He's actively trying to get to the rim. He's taking shots. Lonzo's a top 10 point guard. When he's pushing the pace and the ball's in his hands, he's a top 10 point guard. So I think maybe they're starting to gel. Lonzo's getting smarter. Who knows? But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the team. And this was Coby White's return game. Coby White played 11 minutes, had 1 rebound, no assists, no points. And guys, this is to be expected. Like, Coby White hasn't played basketball in months, right? He still hasn't figured out his new teammates, and he's coming back from a shoulder injury, right? So Coby White's not just gonna come in immediately and give you like 20 off the bench. Like, he has to get into rhythm. He has to figure out his teammates. He has to, so I hope people aren't overtly critical of Coby White, because you got to take that into consideration. It's going to take him a while to adjust to his new role and playing with his new teammates and the system and all of that. So give Coby White some time. He'll probably have he'll probably have more bad games than good games, but let him adjust, let him get acclimated. Again, he hasn't played basketball in like months, so let Coby White really just get into his fold and do his thing. And everyone had a great game. Derrick Jones Jr., 16 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 13 points. Yo, Derrick Jones Jr., this dude had he almost had a hat trick. Like, he got like 3 in-ones, like back to back to back. Like, it was crazy. I like seeing him aggressive. And listen, the Lakers had no plans or ideas for the Bulls strategy. The Bulls strategy was simple. We're gonna double team, triple team Anthony Davis, right? And the Lakers had no answer. They had 0 answer for that strategy. Like, 0. Like, I was surprised how well it was working, because the Bulls are able to switch so quick and so efficiently, right? The Bulls essentially eliminated Anthony Davis from the game, made Anthony Davis a non-factor, right? And the idea is, all right, someone else is going to beat us, but it's not going to be Anthony Davis. As soon as Anthony Davis touched the ball, regardless of the high post, low post, whatever it was, he was double teamed, triple teamed, and his teammates could not make shots. Like, I was just so surprised at how well the strategy worked, because they literally made Anthony Davis a non-factor for the first half of the game, literally playing that same strategy. Now, I don't know how well that will work when LeBron comes, but the way that they were able to take Anthony Davis out the game, have the Bulls discover something that the rest of the teams in the NBA haven't. Like, that strategy worked so well. Like, when I say the Bulls were dominant the whole game, they were dominant. It was not close. At not one point in the game did the game feel like it was close and the Lakers could just go on a run. And because every time the Lakers would go on a mini run, the Bulls kept scoring, yo. It wasn't like there was multiple possessions where the Bulls couldn't score the ball. No, the Bulls were scoring. So it didn't matter if the Lakers scored or went on a run of scoring, whatever the case is. Russell Westbrook played the best out of any Lakers. Second would probably be Talon Horton Tucker. But again, it was too little too late, right? The Bulls did what they did, and they blew out the Lakers, completely blew them out. Now, some people say, oh, the Lakers are playing without LeBron. It's not fair. Hey, listen, it's the NBA. They're going to have injuries. Now, will that strategy work as well when LeBron's back in the game? Probably not as much, but the Chicago Bulls have put teams on notice that they're not playing around, right? Like, this team is legit, and this team has playoff expectations, right? And even championship potential, right? If everyone is playing as a unit, major injuries don't happen, I could see championship potential, yo. Before, people were saying we'll be lucky if we make it to the play-in tournament. Then it turned into, we might be a playoff team, a first-round exit playoff team. And a lot of the Bulls fandom was like, hey, we could make it to like the second round or maybe even the conference final. But no, I'm saying they could make it to the finals and they could potentially get a championship if everyone is playing to their full potential, everyone is gelling, and minimal injuries are on the team. A lot of expectations, like the Chicago Bulls team is serious, and they're beating good teams. Like, they've beaten the Clippers, they've beaten the Nets, they've beaten the Lakers, they've beaten the Celtics, they've beaten the Jazz. Like, they're not beating under 500 teams, they're beating playoff teams. So again, I'm very hopeful for the Bulls. Great game by Lonzo, great game by all the teammates. This is the type of games that we need, because you had multiple people, 1, 2, 3, you had 4 people in double digits. So it wasn't like Demar DeRozan had to carry the team or Zach LaVine had to carry or whatever. Everyone provided good minutes between the team. Now, my only critique of Lonzo is Lonzo's consistent at being inconsistent. What do I mean by that? Yo, Lonzo, he'll have a game like this and then give you 5 points the next game, right? I've given Lonzo an A- for this game, but Lonzo has this habit of being inconsistent. The next game, Lonzo might give you 5 points. But the thing is, I've accepted Lonzo for who he is. My thing is, he just has to be consistent, right? Lonzo doesn't have to give you 25 a night, right? But as long as he can score double digits, at least 10 points, and give you like 6 assists at the very least, he can do that. Even on a bad game, he should be able to do that, right? And the blueprint is simple. Just stay aggressive. Take shots. Attack the rim. Shoot the mid-range, right? The mid-range shot was falling this game, right? Even when it's not falling, still take it. Still attack the paint. Don't just settle for threes. Control the offense. Demand the ball. Like, again, these are things that Lonzo can do, and that leads to winning. An aggressive Lonzo is the reason they won, right? They blew out the Lakers by 21 points. Well, over 20 points, like 18 points, right? They don't blow out the Lakers or have that lead unless Lonzo's aggressive, without Lonzo's 27 points, right? So again, when Lonzo's scoring the ball, it leads to wins. When Lonzo gives you a game where he scores under 10 points and they lose, that loss is on Lonzo, because again, the game of basketball is won by who scores the most points by the end of the regulation, right? So if Lonzo scores under 10 points and they lose the game, that loss is on Lonzo, or he's a major reason for that loss, right? But again, it's your boy For All to Envy, guys. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe. It's your boy For All to Envy. I am out.